Davos' official reason was that it was wartime and there was profit to be had, if you were willing to take a risk. For starving people under a siege, food is exceptionally valuable. He considered himself a skilled enough smuggler to have a chance of running the blockade, and if he did, he knew that the people of Storm's End would pay him greatly for the food. The real reason is that, while ostensibly a criminal, Davos was a kind, noble and tender-hearted person. He knew of the siege, he knew how long it was going on, and he knew that there were people in that castle, including women and children, who would be literally starving to death. He'd seen starvation in his life, and the thought chilled him. Even though these were strangers with no connection to him, he knew they were suffering, he knew he had the skills to potentially do something about it, so he decided to take the risk. And it was exceptionally risky, but he decided to do it anyway. That's just the kind of person he is. Hello everyone, if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any new updates on your favorite TV series. Of course, the response he got at Storm's End was surprising. Most lords would have thanked him for the food, paid him well, in silver or in promises, and sent him on his way. They'd be happy for the food, and think little of the low-born smuggler who brought it to them, one way or the other. Stannis was a different sort of man. He saw Davos as a hero, and as a criminal. He couldn't and wouldn't ignore either aspect. What Davos seems to appreciate is that Stannis' unforgiving and unbending response was a mark of respect. Stannis didn't just ignore him and cast him aside, as most nobles would have. He demanded that Davos face justice for his past crimes, so that his debt could be paid, and when that was done, rewarded him for his service with lands, a knighthood, and positions and training for his sons. Stannis didn't just reward Davos with silver or even gold, but elevated his entire family to a higher stage of life. I doubt that Davos expected any of that when he went to Storm's End. He didn't know Stannis then, and he probably expected to come back, if he came back at all, with a bag of silver and the knowledge that some starving people were eating. Instead, he came back a member of the landed gentry, albeit with 4 shortened fingers. His decision to help Storm's End had little to do with Stannis himself. But most of his decisions afterward seemed to be almost totally based on loyalty to the man. Men like Tywin Lannister, Rickard Stark and Hoster Tully spend their entire lives furthering their family. About reputation, about power, everything. But men like Davos don't get to play those games. No matter how hard he works, there is almost no way for him to make life better for his children in a way that matters. He has no land to farm, no ships to sail, no horse to ride in tourneys. The best he can hope for is to work his way up on a ship's crew, which can take years of difficult labor and hard work. At least legally. Illegally, the process is much faster. So he became a smuggler. And smuggling he made money, he made connections, and he gave his children a fighting chance. He could get a cottage or a home for his children, and they could live to be good people. But then the war happened. We don't know why Davos, in the black of night, snuck past one of the strongest fleets in Westeros to sail beneath the castle walls to give food to the starving men. But he did. Either he cynically wanted favors, or because it was simply the right thing to do. Stannis took his fingers, as was the law, but not all of them, enough that they could still do their jobs, which is merciful, especially for Stannis. And Stannis gave Davos something. He gave him a knighthood, a keep, lands. Everything he needed to set up a future. Davos doesn't care about himself, he cares for his children. And he wants his children to have a chance. Thanks for watching, please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.